Thinking Media in association with boxer Joe Fournier. A big fight night for you. Where does this rank with the previous 9 fights you've had? It's a huge stage. I know you've shared the ring with David Hay as well, but is this bigger than that?
I think from a competitive test, it's not bigger. I think from a media and excitement, it's probably on a par. Because obviously we had David Hay, I had Donald Trump commentating, the President of the United States of America. I had 50 Cent in there, and some big names too. Evander Holyfield was on the card, so I think they're very different. I think this is a new, youthful experience with a lot of these new channels like yourself. And the other one was kind of a bit more organic, perhaps, of boxing, spitting sawdust. So it's very exciting either way. I'm very privileged and humbled to be here, and I'm excited to put on a great show on May the 13th.
You've got an incredible journey into not just boxing, but just life in general. I've done some research on you, and something tells me that one of your first jobs was working in a restaurant. So I just want you to kind of just share a typical day in your life from right at the bottom when you started off, just to kind of inspire the generation of kids that are probably going to be watching this video.
Yeah, I mean, this is the reason I'm doing it. It's not for the money. Like I said, between my travel expenses and my party I'm going to throw after the fight, I'll be losing money. So I actually do this, because when I was growing up, I grew up in Hounslow, London, and a single mother, 4 brothers and sisters. So, within that, we were very poor. And I got my first job in Lahori Karahi in Hounslow, £1 an hour, washing dishes. And the only real kind of male figures in my life, because my dad left my mum when she was pregnant and all that, was my brothers and my PE teachers, really. And the thing is, they could only touch so many people in a positive way and give them there is a way out of this, and I had that from them, and I'm very appreciative. But now, as with social media and with channels like yours, I can now inspire millions of people, and this is why I'm taking this fight, is to give back to the community that if I can do from 30 to 40 as a professional boxer, fight David Hay, fight the O2 Arena, fight on pay-per-view, fight KSI in Wembley, 10 minutes from Hounslow, what can you do at 14? If you put the knives down, if you put the drugs down, if you put the booze down, and then got in the gym and started training and boxing and doing something, whatever your passions are. It could be music, it could be a piano, it could be doing what you're doing, it could be a camera, saving up and really sticking to it. And I think if people never give up on what their dreams are, they'll always achieve it, because at the end of the day, it's the journey. And I think that's what's really important to me, and that's why I'm doing this.
The journey is very key. I want to capture that. So just tell me what age you was when you started working in that restaurant, and just describe a typical day working there for £1 an hour.
Yeah, so I'd go to school, and then I would get my brother. My mum didn't want me to work, so I had to convince my brother, because she was, scared. Her house was a bit rough, as you know. So she wanted me to home at a certain time, so I'd convince my brother to drop me off at a curry house. So I'd go to school, wake up at 7:30, get to school for 8:30, go to school, do my after-school sports, and then my brother pick me up. I'd go with him to the bus, to Hounslow Bus Garage. I'd get down, I'd work from 6 o'clock until midnight, and then I'd make £6, and I'd get a curry at the end of the night. And then my mum just thought I was hanging out with my brother. And so every week I would save up 30 quid, and then I saved up for running spikes for 120 quid, and I made it into the Middlesex Athletics, and I just was using it as a way to pay for sports equipment, cricket stuff. I used to I played for England cricket, actually, people don't know that. And so, yeah, it was just a way to and then give my mum some money, because she was always short, and then, 30 quid a week going back, 25 years is a lot of money, 27 years was decent dough. So yeah, that's how it all started out, and then I went from there into continued in sports, into basketball, and I played all over. I played in the States, played for England, and then I got into business, and first in gyms, and then in nightclubs, and here we are today now with a big empire, the billionaire.
That's pretty crazy, and the kids watching this, in 25 years, you've gone from working for £1 an hour to becoming a billionaire, fighting one of the most inspirational cult figures for youth today, KSI.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and that's why I'm on Misfits, because that gives me the voice to do that, to inspire others, and I think what he's done and bring his mates through and put them on his shows and stuff is cool.
I don't want to touch on it too much because it's a hot talking point. Obviously, KSI made some comments. He's come out publicly, apologised. You know, you visited a mosque yesterday. Just want to get your opinion on the overall situation in regards to what he said, and then the fact that he's obviously gone out his way and went to a mosque and met with loads of British Pakistanis yesterday as his form of apology.
Someone said this earlier on. IFL asked the same question. I just landed, so I've missed all this. I've been on a plane for the last day now, so I have no idea what's going on. I'm sure whatever he's done, I don't know exactly what it's about. I'm sure at the end of the day, in anything in life, is that you got is how you react. And if you're telling me whatever did he upset the Muslim community?
Use the P word basically.
Okay, yeah. So you see, these are things that you got to see how a man reacts. And obviously, I'm all about having everyone. I'm an inclusive person, you know, from sexism, racism, classism, even boxing. Boxing has this classism within boxing where they don't appreciate the crossover, you know. And I always say that, well, hold on, but this is helping people get off their sofa. Little gamers are now trying to box and helping they're not going to get type 2 diabetes. They're not going to, you know, get obese. They're not going to get depression because maybe they got inspired by one of these YouTubers that's now boxing. So why would boxing purists not want this crossover boxing? So I'm all about making things inclusive. So if someone's made a mistake, you know, again, I don't know it, so I can't comment on it, but if someone's made a mistake in their life, what you got to see is how they're going to rectify that mistake. And that's the thing in everything in life. Everyone's going to make mistakes, and it's how you react from those mistakes. And if there's a significant paradigm shift in his efforts to rectify anything, then that's who he is as a man, and then you got to respect that.
100%. And the last thing I want to ask you about is Andrew Tate. You'll have seen that he's come out of prison recently. Just your opinions on Andrew Tate as a person and the kind of crazy journey he's had in the last 8 months.
Can I tell you, I'm very bad at this because I don't actually know any of these guys. I don't. I only use my social media purely just for like my businesses. I own clubs around the world called FOURNIER, and we push out our flyers and some lifestyle stuff. But I don't actually keep up. I don't know any. Like they asked me upstairs, name your top 5 favorite YouTube boxers, because I only know 3: Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and KSI, and that's because I was talked about fighting them. So I literally know nothing about him, and I've heard the name obviously because people are talking about. I don't know his like political stance, his religion, where he's from. Never met him, so I couldn't answer anything about him. If he just got out of jail, congratulations. I don't think any man should be in jail for if they're innocent, or if they've let him out, I guess, because he's innocent. I'm guessing. I don't know what he did, but okay, yeah. So. Well, if he's out of jail, then, I just let the justice do the justice. There's nothing for me to comment. I don't like to kick people when they're down, because I think that in life there's a lot to do with mental health, and I think people are really easy to just generally, I don't know about any of these situations you're talking about, I'm just saying generally, people try and hurt people, when I feel like that's the problem of our culture, especially in the UK. I think, if people try to pick people up and maybe show them a better path as opposed to laughing at them when they're on the wrong path, maybe generally all people will be better. And I like to look at things like that. Like, like even when I was at the press conference now with KSI, I said, be the best you can be. I don't want to be a shit KSI. I want the best KSI has ever happened. Because what value is in that? If he comes up injured, or if he doesn't train, or if I get under his skin and he gets nervous and he doesn't perform, is that fair? Have I won honourably? No. At the end of the day, when you go back and you look at King Arthur days, they won honourably. They wanted man-to-man, me and you in the ring. And that's what boxing was about. It was about being a man and coming in and doing the best you can do. So I don't play any sly little mind games, tactics. No, be the fucking best you can be. I'm still going to knock you out because I'm going to do what I got to do to win. And I think that's the same with people, is don't put people down. Bring people up. Kids in school, don't bully people. It's another way of bullying people. If someone fucks up, man, we all fuck up. Do you know what I mean? A woman might cheat on her husband. A guy might cheat on his wife. A guy might, be late for work. You just be mad at everyone all the time? No, man. You go, listen, why are you late? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So I don't like to comment on negative things. I like to keep positive.
On that note, Joe, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I think both of you, yourself and KSI, are both inspiring the next generation. You've done your thing, he's doing his thing. I wish you all the best, and may the best man win.
Thank you, buddy. Great to be on your channel, and I'm glad I replied to you when you text me.